Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the RICS Boundary Dispute Standard on the fourth edition of the guidance on boundary disputes produced by the RICS, the Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors. Now, just a little bit about me so that you know why you're listening to me and not perhaps somebody else, I don't know. My name is David Powell, and I'm a fellow of the RICS. I qualified as a land surveyor in 1967, which is nearly 58 years ago, and I established my own firm in 1982 in Ringwood, Hampshire, 43 years ago. I've specialised in boundary matters since 1987, which is 38 years ago, and I've given evidence under cross-examination on 163 occasions, including England, Wales, Northern Ireland, Romania, a railway drifting into private gardens, and Belize for the biggest prawn farm in the world. Most disputes, not Romania or Belize, have been in suburbia, around London, Birmingham and Bristol, not Newcastle. I did ask a barrister once why I didn't seem to have any boundary disputes in Newcastle, and he said, we settle them by other means up here. But anyway, so those are the main areas where they occur. In 1990, I realised that expert evidence in court was rather haphazard and invariably biased. I came across architects, engineers, and even in one boundary dispute in Dorchester, a vicar was the expert who was a close friend of the defendant. So I formed, together with Lawrence Scott and Roger Fisher, the RICS Boundary Panel, which I think was 1990 when it was formed, the aim being to educate and inform RICS members and the legal profession in general. So the idea was to get it together and say, we're chartered surveyors, we're the right people to be doing this. And in 1993, I wrote the very first Guide to Boundary Demarcation Procedure, which was published by the RICS in this rather old-fashioned looking book. And it had all the very basic stuff in it, and it was the first book that the RICS had produced, other than John Anstey's Party Walls book, which is very similar, but this was meant just for those people doing boundary dispute matters. And since then, there have been several updates, and it's changed from Guide to Boundary Demarcation Procedure to the guidelines. And they've changed again. On the 1st of May 2021, it became a standard, which is more than guidelines. So this is now the fourth edition of the guidelines, and that will often, if you're in court, the cross-examining barrister will almost certainly have that in front of them because it's a standard and you are supposed to adhere to it. So if you've not adhered to it, you can expect to be rigorously torn apart by a barrister. So big evolution since the original 1993 guidelines. In 1993, in this book, there were 21 pages and 6 appendices. In the standard, the latest one, there are 39 pages.